Hi everyone, this is Elena, and I wanted to go over my week 4 coding project with you. First, I wanted to show you how my Eclipse project is structured. At the top, here's my main project folder called Coding Projects. It's like a binder holding all my Java work, and inside of that, I have the JRE system library. I don't touch that, that's the Java itself. And then I have the SRC folder, which is the source code. This is where all my own Java files live. Inside of the SRC, I created a package called week 4, this week's code organized. And finally, inside that package is my week4.java. That's where my actual code file that contains my main method lives, and all 13 steps. So let's get into it. I started with an integer called ages. I subtracted the last element minus the first one programmatically, so it works for any length. Then I made another array, ages2. That was to show the code still works even if the array is longer. Finally, I looped through the array to calculate an average an average age. And then you can see it in my console. For step 2a and 2b, it was names arrays. I created a string called names with 6 names. And then in 2a, I used a for each loop to find the average number of letters per name. Each time through the loop, name.length, counted how many letters were in that name. After adding them together, I divided it by name.length, to get the average of about 3.8 letters, as you can see in my console. In 2b, it asked to join all the names into one string, separated by spaces. So I built a loop that adds each name and a space, as you can see, except after the last one. So that prints Sam, Tommy, Tim, Sally, Bob. Step 3 and 4, they're short but important. To access the last element of the array or any array, you use an array.length minus 1 method, as you can see here. And then to access the first element, you use array0. Okay. For step 5, I created an integer called name lengths. That stores the length of each name in the names array. I use simple for loop to go through the names and assign each name length a value of name length. Step 6, I added up all the values in the name lengths using a for each loop. And then that gave me the total number of letters across all names. In step 7, I wrote a method called repeat word, and that repeats a word a number of times. For example, repeat word hello would 3, here we go, prints hello, 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 as you can see in my console. Step 8 was a method that joins the first and last name into one string. So to get the full name, so I use my name, for example, and that prints Elena Cuevas into the console. And for 9, I wrote a method that adds all the numbers in an array and that returns true if the total is greater than 100. So here, as you can see, it returns true. Um, and I'm doing all the output up here for that. Anyways, we're done there, as you can see. Um, for 10, this method calculates the average of a double array. I tested it with these numbers and it printed out 12.5. Okay. So for 11, it's an is first array average greater. So that compares the averages of two arrays and it returns true if the first array is higher, or the first array's average, should I say, is higher. So here we go. True. For step 12, it was a Boolean. I wanted to make a will buy drink to return true if it's hot outside and you have more than $10.50. I thought that was a fun way to use Booleans. So will buy drink true. And then this was my method that I came up with because I take a lot of naps. So I did a should I take or should take nap method to return true if you sleep fewer than 6 hours, so 5 hours, and haven't had coffee yet. I thought it was playful and it demonstrates the conditional logic. So yeah, I should take a nap. True. Thank you so much for watching.